What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and once again, we find ourselves hearing about the possibility of Disney being bought by Apple. A lot of people are talking about this right now because recently Bob Iger did say that he is looking to sell some of the company's TV and streaming assets. And right now, people are talking about him maybe even considering selling the entire company. Now, obviously, Disney owns Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm / Star Wars, etc. So if this did happen, this could mean some major changes could be coming for these franchises. And I know a lot of fans are panicking right now, but there is a lot of misinformation out there. So in this video, we're going to clarify what exactly Bob Iger said, what exactly is happening right now, and the possibility of Disney being bought by Apple. And I hope this gives you a little bit more peace of mind. First of all, let's start off with what Bob Iger actually said, because a lot of websites are reporting that Bob Iger put roughly a third of the company up for sale this week, declaring Disney's linear TV assets non-core to Disney. This is what Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, said last week in what people are now referring to as the Squawk Box interview. This was conducted by David Faber and was held at a media conference in Sun Valley, Idaho. Now, Bob Iger did talk about the writer strikes and the actor strikes. Those have gone viral, but during the interview, he talked about the possibility of selling some aspects of Disney, primarily relating to TV and streaming services. He basically said that ABC and some of its other local stations that Disney owns may not be the core to the Walt Disney Company. And Faber speculated about the possible sale, and Bob Iger said, "We have to be open-minded and objective about the future of those businesses," basically stating, yes, it is a possibility that we could sell these. But this is essentially talking about the TV assets, mainly ABC, Freeform, and FX. And TV is in decline right now because of all the streaming services. Live and local television numbers have obviously been affected since streaming services have come out. But one thing that he does not say here that I want to clarify is he says nothing about the possibility of selling Disney Plus or selling Marvel Studios or selling Lucasfilm. So a lot of people have mistakenly said recently, hey, Bob Iger said that he might sell Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, etc. No, that is not what he said. The jeopardy to Marvel Studios and Star Wars and other franchises comes at the possibility that Bob Iger could sell the entire company to Apple, which we'll get into in just a bit. Now, one thing that has happened, according to Bloomberg, Iger wants to completely sell or restructure Disney's TV and streaming business in India specifically. So just talking about India, where Disney Plus has had the biggest losses, and Disney Plus is called Hotstar in India, and last quarter they lost 3.8 million subscribers. So it's not Disney Plus as a whole that is at risk of being sold right now, it is Disney Plus in India, Hotstar. However, Disney Plus all around has suffered some great losses. Streaming services for Disney registered a loss of about 800 million in the last quarter. And in the last quarter, Disney Plus lost 4 million subscribers. Now, it's because of these losses that there's talk about the whole company possibly being sold. Now, people have been talking about this for a long time. Analysts have done reports on this. Plenty of outlets have talked about it as well. And unfortunately, yes, it is a possibility that this could happen. And here's where the massive problem could take place if this does happen. If this happens and Disney sells to Apple, everything that Disney owns now belongs to Apple, unless Disney sells off some properties and franchises before they sell. But basically, if Apple buys Disney, everything they own goes to Apple. And that does include Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Pixar, all of that. And here's where it could be a problem for Marvel Studios. Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, will now essentially have a new boss if Disney sells to Apple. And since Marvel hasn't been doing too hot recently, that could mean a big change-up coming to Marvel Studios. Now, Disney is already planning a pretty big change-up for Marvel as it is. And as you can tell by what's been stated recently, specifically by Bob Iger, Disney is struggling as a whole with all of their streaming services, and in response to that, they are looking to make some major changes. Big enough changes to where they could be selling Disney Plus in India, and they could be selling some of their other TV assets. So this is a very real thing that they are talking about right now and strategizing about. Both Bob Iger and Kevin Feige have come out and already stated we are going to be pulling back on content, meaning they're not going to produce as much content. Here's what Bob Iger had to say in that same interview. He said, "There have been some disappointments. We would have liked some of our more recent releases to perform better. It's reflective not as a problem from a personnel perspective, but I think in our zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve mostly our streaming offerings, we ended up taxing our people way beyond in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been." Marvel is a great example of that. They had not been in the TV business at any significant level. Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series, and frankly, it diluted focus and attention. That is, I think, more of the cause than anything. So basically, he said they did way too much. They went from not really having any connected TV series, and the series they did have on Netflix, really, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., weren't really that tolling or taxing on the MCU moviegoers. But now they added more movies and added 4 to 5 to 6 Disney Plus projects a year. And fans out there have complained that it is a lot to keep up with, too much to keep up with, and can get pretty tiresome to keep up with everything, especially if you're not interested in a particular Disney Plus project. So now Bob Iger and Disney as a whole are suffering problems because of this. Disney Plus is taking extreme losses, and now the talks of Apple possibly buying Disney is on the table again. And if this happens, like I mentioned, Marvel Studios could kind of be in trouble, because if Apple buys Disney, they could replace Kevin Feige. They could literally fire Kevin Feige, the creator of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the man who has shaped the MCU so far. Of course, he had help. Jon Favreau and other people were big players of it, but Kevin Feige is the guy. And Apple could get rid of him. They could say, well, you haven't exactly done the best job recently, so we're going to bring in somebody that we think could be better. And this could really affect the industry as a whole. Apple has its own streaming service right now. This could be combined with Disney Plus, which could severely affect the streaming industry. Apple could gain a pretty big monopoly, and they're already a pretty big major player. And now people are coming out stating that Disney could be selling to Apple, stating that they are hearing that it's on the table and being talked about right now. Disney insider Scott Gustin said this: "Rumors have long swirled that Iger will end up selling all of Disney to Apple. It's still hard to imagine Iger selling Disney to anyone. He's always a builder, not a seller. But Bob the Builder is doing a lot more cutting this time around," in which he is. In response to this, Grace Randolph also stated, "This is a rumor I am hearing as well. Not happening like tomorrow, but it's now in the realm of possible. I am very against Disney being owned by another company. I would prefer they remain independent and fix their current issues," in which I'd have to agree. I don't think they should sell to Apple. I think they are more than capable of fixing the current issues that they have. And it seems like Bob Iger and Kevin Feige, specifically speaking about Marvel Studios, know what the issues are. The TV assets aren't exactly helping Disney, so Bob Iger stating that they could sell these TV assets isn't that big of a surprise. And again, he's not talking about the streaming services. He is not talking about selling Disney Plus or Marvel Studios or Lucasfilm. He is talking about those specific TV assets, ABC, Freeform, and FX. So as of right now, Marvel Studios is okay. Lucasfilm is okay. Bob Iger isn't putting those up for sale. However, it does seem like the possibility of Disney selling to Apple is on the table, in which case, yes, Marvel Studios would be sold to Apple. Apple would own Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm, etc. And if that happens, like I said, we could be in for a pretty big shakeup. But until then, this is all rumors. Disney apparently has plans to try and fix their own streaming services to try and cut back and make better quality content. Also try to save some money to where they don't have to sell, but can eventually turn a profit, start making money, and stop losing subscribers. But of course, if we hear anything about this, we'll be sure to do an update video. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Also, if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. The winner gets to pick one item, and we pick a winner at the end of each month. If you'd like to further support the channel, you can check out our Patreon account. You can check out our website and Discord server, and of course, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We'll link all of those down below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.